The pharmacist was surprised at the dose that the doctor has prescribed for me. So he was asking me if I'm sure that the doctor has prescribed this dose for me, and I said yes, that this is a doctor's signature. So he advised the pharmacist. Hello my lovely people, you're welcome once more to my YouTube channel AB Talks. My name is Bakina AB, and just in case you're joining us for the very first time, thank you so much for stopping by. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And to all my lovely people that have subscribed to this channel, thank you so much for the support so far. I love you all. Thank you so much. And for all our new subscribers, on this channel we talk about everything relating to women. So I am a PCOS patient, PCOS woman. I've lived with PCOS for over 15 years of my life, and I've been able to transform my life in different ways to live a healthier life. So on this channel we talk about my experiences with PCOS, with pregnancy, with motherhood, career development. We talk about self-development as a woman, and also we talk about relationship, marriage. Then you need to stick to this channel. Thank you so much. So in today's video we'll be talking about my experience with medical doctors on my PCOS journey. Yes, it's a very funny one, because I visited several doctors while I was going through this whole PCOS stuff, and some of them didn't really tell me what exactly was wrong, and I think I've heard so many persons also talk about the same thing as well, that most of the doctors ignore the diagnosis of PCOS. They just ignore it. I don't really know why. But I think that every PCOS woman should consult with a specialist, with a gynecologist. So if you are a woman that you're going through irregular menstruation, hormonal imbalance, you have facial hairs, you have breast milk discharge, even when you're not pregnant, you're not breastfeeding, please always seek the counsel of a gynecologist. Don't just meet any doctor, because most of them won't have the right advice for you. So let's get into it. While I went to the doctors, at first one of the doctors said I should go to do some medical tests, which I did, and I did some hormonal tests, and most of them turns out that I had a higher level of prolactin, and also there's some tests which I have forgotten as well. And also one of the doctors as well told me to go for a CT scan. I've talked about that in my first video. If you want that video, please go to my previous video and check that out as well. And I did this test, and I took a lot of hormonal pills, which helped to suppress the symptoms that I was having at the moment, but it did not cure it. So what the doctors didn't tell me was that PCOS has no cure at all, and that's what I want you to know, that PCOS has no cure at all. All they gave me was a hormonal pill to stop the breast milk discharge at the time, but I didn't know that there was no cure to it, that it was going to be a recurring circumstance, recurring situation in my life. And after taking the hormonal pills for a while, then I went on, after a year, after a few months, the breast milk discharge started again, and then I went on to see another doctor. This was a doctor at a government hospital. When I went there to see the doctor prescribed some hormonal pills for me, and I went to the pharmacist to get the hormonal pills. So on reaching the pharmacist was surprised at the dose that the doctor has prescribed for me. So he was asking me if I'm sure that a doctor has prescribed this dose for me? And I said yes, that this is a doctor's signature. So he had to give his own professional advice that I should decrease the dose for those hormonal pills because they have some serious side effects, those pills. And due to his advice, I took his advice and then I reduced the dose, but I didn't reduce it to the required dose for an adult. For an adult, I didn't really reduce it that more, but he was just skeptical about reducing the dose for me. So we reduced the dose and I went on to take, but his advice was that if I'm taking those pills, then I should be indoors because the dose that the doctor had prescribed for me might have some kind of psychotic effect on me. When he said that, I was really like scared. Pharmacist said you need to cut down on this dose. I had to just take his advice and then cut down on the dose as well. So on getting home, I took the dose and I didn't go out, I didn't go anywhere. But lucky for me, I didn't have any psychotic breakdown, I didn't have any headaches, because the pharmacist had told me that because of the dose I'm taking, I might have headaches, I might have a psychotic breakdown, I might hallucinate. So I should make sure that there is someone around me when I'm taking that medications. So, but I was living alone at the moment and there was really nobody around me, but I had to just pray for my mom just in case if this hormonal pill would have some side effects on me. So I got home, I took those pills, but nothing really happened to me. So a few days later, after my next clinic appointment to see the gynecologist, the gynecologist saw my file and he was as well shocked at the dosage I was taking. And then he asked me, have you been taking this prescribed dose? I said, yes, I am. Not really, because the pharmacist advised that I should cut down on the dose. So I told him the dose I was taking, and he said even the pharmacist's prescription was just too much for me. He said, he was asking me, do you have any psychotic breakdown? Have you been having headaches? Do you hallucinate? Is there anything that you think is not right at the moment? I said no. That was when I knew that this hormonal pills have some serious side effects. So if you are taking hormonal pills, don't always seek the counsel of a gynecologist. Don't just meet any doctors. Some of the doctors don't know what they're doing. So you need to meet a gynecologist to tell you the right dose to take as well. So it just said you need to discontinue the hormonal pills that you are taking right now. Just discontinue it and let's observe for a while. That's what the gynecologist said. You need to discontinue and then let's observe for a while. Then come back on your next clinic appointment day. Then we'll do some tests and then we'll know what to do next. So if you think that PCOS has a cure and those hormonal pills are going to provide a cure to you, then sorry. The only cure to PCOS is holistic management approach. You cannot live a healthy life with PCOS if you do not if you are not serious in taking a systematic approach to solving this whole syndrome. It's called a syndrome for a reason, because it has to do with different symptoms. You're facing different symptoms at once. That is why it is called a syndrome. So there's no cure to the whole medical condition called PCOS. And hormonal pills, I tell you, are not just what they are. The doctors will tell you it is not a cure. So I asked my gynecologist as well if this is a cure, if I'm going to keep on. Then he said, unfortunately, PCOS does not have a cure. So You just have to keep taking the hormonal pills if you want to. It said if you want to, but otherwise it is not advisable for you to keep taking the hormonal pills. So if you want more tips on how to live a healthy life, how to conceive naturally with PCOS, I'll be bringing you updates on PCOS. I'll be sharing my story with you. Whatever I share on this channel is my personal experience from my personal research. I am not a health expert on PCOS. I'm not a medical practitioner, but I'm here to share my story with you, to share my experiences with you. I've been able to lose some weight with PCOS. I've been able to conceive naturally with PCOS. So don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more tips on PCOS. Thank you so much.